So you've heard about this fancy WordPress thing and you want to know what is it and how it can be useful for you. Well, get ready, grab a pen and a paper because in the next 10 minutes you will learn 80% of everything you need to know to get started with WordPress and maybe to build a website for yourself or for a client or a friend. You don't have to have previous knowledge about web design or programming. All you need is a laptop or a desktop computer, knowing how to power that up and how to open an internet address in a browser. And if you're watching this, I'm guessing chances are that you already check all these free boxes. Hello, I'm Gabi. I'm a web designer with 20 years of experience, and on my channel that's what I'm doing, teaching others how to also be web designers. And if this is something that you want to learn, then hit that subscribe button, and after that, let's get right into learning WordPress. First thing, what is WordPress? Well, WordPress is a piece of software that powers 40% of all the websites in the world, and that's actually a pretty huge number. It was initially built to create blogs, but in the meantime, WordPress became so flexible that you can now use it to create any kind of website, from simple blogs to complex e-commerce solutions to membership websites, video streaming websites, as well as your simple, free website for your business that any company needs to have. We call it a content management system, and that's because we use WordPress to help us manage content. Content is everything you would put on a website. It's text and photos and even music and videos. Content is everything you want to share with the world, with your viewers or clients or readers. But you can't just shove all of this stuff somewhere online without any kind of organization, so that's where WordPress comes to the rescue and helps us manage all this content. WordPress comes in two flavors, WordPress.org and WordPress.com. So which one is the correct one? Well, both of them are correct, but on WordPress.org you can actually download WordPress and choose yourself where to install it. It might be on your own paid hosting, or you can even install it on your own computer. On the other hand, on WordPress.com you can create a website and it comes with its own pre-installed version of WordPress. And that's a cool service. You have all the stuff handed out to you, but the thing is you're on another player's playground, so you can't really choose how you want to use your own website. And at least on the free version, you can't earn money from it, you cannot monetize it. If you are planning to create your own professional website or a website for a client, then WordPress.org is the way to go. Okay, now let's install WordPress and play with it, because the best kind of learning is the visual one. As I said, you can install WordPress on your paid hosting account, and most hosting providers these days offer a one-click install option. But of course, to do that, you first need to have the hosting account, and that costs money. And since not everyone has that, we're going to install WordPress on our local computer, because I'm guessing people have more computers laying around than hosting accounts. You cannot install it on your phone and you cannot install it on your tablet. It has to be either a laptop or a desktop. To make things simple, I'm going to install now an application called Local, and this will help us set our WordPress website on our own computer without having to learn stuff about PHP and databases and other server admin info like that. I'm going to localwp.com and I'm going to click on Download for free. I'm on a Mac, so I'm going to choose this option, then wait for Local to download. Then double-click on it and install it like you would install any other piece of software on your operating system. Now, on Local, I'm going to click the plus icon to create a new website. I'm going to give it a name like, I don't know, my website, for example, and now I'm going to click Continue. Leave the preferred option selected and click again Continue. In this final step, I'm going to choose a username, a password, I'm going to enter my email and then click Add Site. And that's it, that was the most difficult part. Now you can go to a browser, open a new window, and then go to the address formed from the name you gave your website, followed by a dot and the extension Local. And this is it. This is your WordPress website installed on your local computer. Congratulations! Now let's see what we have here. A website is made from two parts. The front end is everything that your visitor or user sees. It's the design of the website, it's the colors, the font types, the shapes, it's the content we talked about previously. It's everything that's available here when you first type that address in the browser. The second part of a website is the backend, or the admin panel, and from here you are able to control the way your front end looks and feels and acts, as well as who has access to different things, different parts of your website. To log in into your administration area, you simply go to your local address / and type in wp-admin. Next, you type in your user and pass that you've chosen in the previous step and click login. So this is it. This is the control panel, the admin area, and I know it can be a bit overwhelming when you first see it, but every new thing is like that, right? So when you first log in into the admin panel, on this area you'll have a couple of boxes that show you at a first glance what's going on with your website. But here in the left hand side we have the main admin menu, and this is where the magic happens. If you want to quickly view your website while in the admin area, all you need to do is hover over the website's name here and click visit site. And the reverse is also true. If you are in the front end and want to quickly access your dashboard, you just hover over the website's name and click dashboard. So right now you have a simple website. This is what comes by default when you install WordPress. You can do a lot of things with it right now, but you can extend its functionality with themes and plugins. But what are these? What are themes and what are plugins? Well, plugins are small pieces of software that you can plug into your website to extend its functionality. They're like, I don't know, like extension packs for video games, for example. I have here a simple website, but if I want to transform it into an e-commerce website, all I have to do is go here to plugins, add new, and use this search box to search for the plugin I want, for example, e-commerce. This search box searches the plugins that are available in the WordPress plugin repository, so any plugin you find here and install from here is supposed to be safe and at least freemium. Once I find the plugin I want, I can now simply click install. And after the plugin is installed, I can click activate. Most plugins you install, you also have to configure, right? So for example, in the case of an e-commerce plugin, you would have to feed it basic data like your company name and your company's address, the actual products you intend to sell, and so on. When you host WordPress yourself, either on your local computer or on a paid hosting, you are not limited on what plugins you can use. You can either install a plugin from the WordPress plugins repository, like I previously showed you, or you can upload your own plugin. Maybe you bought a plugin from somewhere else or even created one for yourself. To upload a plugin, you click the button Upload Plugin and find the plugin in the files on your hard drive and then click Upload. And right now, let's talk about themes. Same as plugins, themes are pieces of software, but unlike plugins which give you extra functionality, themes control the way your website looks and feels in the front end. They control the design. Another difference between themes and plugins is that you can use as many plugins as you want, but your website will be able to use a single theme at one time. To change the theme of your website, you just go to Appearance, Themes, and you can search for a new theme in the WordPress theme repository right here. Once you install a theme, you can activate it from here. You can also upload a theme that you have on your hard drive, same as with the plugins. Maybe you bought a theme from somewhere else or created one yourself. If you explore other websites on the internet, you will find that a website is composed from multiple pages. We have the home page, which is the one that opens when you type the website's address in your browser, and then we can have an About Us page, a contact page, a page for legal stuff like terms and conditions, and so on. So now let's create a couple of pages on our local website. To do that, you need to go to Pages and click Add New. Here you can add a title and a content, and once you're done with that, you can click the button Publish right here. I've added now a couple of pages, and let's see how they look in the front end. Okay, so in the front end, I'm not currently seeing anything. Why don't I see anything? Where are my pages? To be able to access the pages from the front end, you first need to add them in a menu. To do that, you need to go to Appearance, Menus. Give the new menu a name, and then click Create Menu. Now, in this left-hand side, you have a couple of boxes, and from this box here, you can start choosing the pages that you already created. Just mark them and then click Add to Menu. After you're done adding the pages to your menu, click Save Menu. But hold on, we are not done yet. Most themes these days allow you to have more than one menu. Maybe you also want to have a small menu in the bottom of the page, for example. So we need to assign our newly created menu to the right spot in the front end. Now click on Manage Locations here and choose a location for the menu. And now we are done. Now we have our pages visible in a menu in the front end. On your website, you can also choose to keep a blog, and for that you need to write blog posts. To add a new blog post, you go to Posts, Add New, write the title and the content of the post, and click Publish. But hold on, didn't we just do that for the pages too? Yes, we did, and that's because posts and pages are very similar concepts. Both have titles and content, right? Yes, but here is the difference. Posts are like articles in the magazine. Each day or week or month, the magazine gets out a new article for you to enjoy. Pages, on the other hand, are like permanent sections in that magazine. In a brick-and-mortar magazine, you have the section with the editorial team, the section with the way to contact them, and so on. In an online magazine, you could have the About Us page and the Contact Us page. Pages are meant to be written and left there. They are kind of static, they won't change too often. Blog posts, on the other hand, are content written to be consumed. Posts appear on your website in a chronological order. They are always replaced with new blog posts, and even though you can go back in time to read the old ones, the homepage will always show new blog posts. Unlike pages, you can group blog posts in categories and you can assign tags to them. You can also let people comment on your blog posts, and that's because they are meant to be a bit more interactive than pages. Okay, it's obvious that we won't be able to cover the whole WordPress dashboard in a 10-minute tutorial, but here are a couple of other important settings that you can find that will help you get started on the right foot. From dashboard updates, you can see if any update is available for your website, and that's because WordPress and most of the themes and plugins that you are using are being constantly updated to squash out bugs and to improve the user's experience. From comments, you can see if people have left any new comments to your blog posts, or you can moderate these comments. You can approve or unapprove them, delete them, or mark them as spam. And speaking about comments, you can choose to enable or disable comments for your whole website by going to Settings, Discussion, and checking or unchecking the box called Allow people to submit comments. Then clicking the Save Changes button. In the Users menu, you can manage the users for your website. Right now, you are the administrator of your website, and you can use the Edit button to edit your display name or email or other info you have here. But you can also add new users to your website, and you can manage the amount of control that each user has. For example, you can make your new user an editor, and that means that they will only be able to write and edit blog posts, and they won't be able to change things like website settings or do things like approve comments. Well, that's it. That's 80% of everything you need to know to succeed with WordPress. WordPress is really simple, and you don't have to be a technical person to be able to create a website in WordPress. Now, of course, there are lots of finer details, things like security and search engine optimization and accepting online payments and so on. But the basics, what I promised you at the beginning of this video, they are here. If you want to learn more about WordPress and creating websites or starting out as a web designer, please follow my channel to be reminded when my next video comes up. Thanks for watching, and see you next time!